Hi there, this is Lori Edge-Hughes, and this is your 4-Leg Rehab Minute. And in today's minute, I want to talk to you about the different kinds of lower motor neuron lesions and the types or the severity. Okay, so let's say this is going to come in handy if you're looking at like a brachial plexus lesion or something like that. So you can have varying degrees of nerve injury. So you can have, first off, a neuropraxia, where this is just temporary bruising and inflammation or damage to the nerve. Okay, so it's been squished, it's been damaged, but everything's still intact. Okay. You can have, if there's more damage, you can have an axonotmesis. And an axonotmesis is damage to the axon with severance or blockage, but the neural sheath where all the fibers run through, it's still intact, okay? So the thought process is the nerve ends can regrow in through there. Typically here we see human and animal, because what we know in human likely comes from animal, is that nerves grow at 1 millimeter a day or an inch a month and can grow for up to 2 years. Wee-hoo. Okay. And then the last one, the most severe one, is a neurotmesis, which I often mispronounce as neuronotmesis, but it's neurotmesis. Neurotmesis. Okay. And this is a severance or a complete crushing of the nerve. Okay, so that nerve will die, the distal end of it will die, unless it's surgically reattached, and then you got to wait for those little nerve endings to kind of grow and connect. Okay, so why you care about this is if you're testing a nerve, okay? If you are testing a nerve, and basically what will happen if we've got an axonotmesis or a neurotmesis, okay, and you put your muscle stem on, okay, you won't get a contraction below, okay, because the nerves have to be connected in order for your muscle stem to work, okay? If you have a neuropraxia, you will get a muscle contraction, okay? Boop, 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 boop. Oh, don't have good contact. Oh, there you can see he's kind of bouncing away. Okay, now, in order to give your patient the best chance, if you are looking at determining what kind of an injury this is. So let's say it's a brachial plexus lesion, or I've had ones where it was like a surgical, oops, something happened in surgery and now we've kind of got dead leg, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what's coming back? Is it just something got squished, crushed, poked, and or is it coming back? So your best chance for getting a muscle contraction, if it's a neuropraxia or a starting to regrow axonotmesis, would be to put your muscle stem, okay? This one doesn't even have the option. This is my old-timey one that it's like, it lasts forever. This is why you can't buy ones with dials anymore, because they last forever. So you want to put your pulse width. Now the newer ones that have the screens, the pulse width is the comfort level, right? You want to put that as high as you can. So you want to put it up to 300, I think usually is the top of what they will allow. And 300 is basically more boom per zappage. It's less comfortable. Okay, it's less comfortable than, say, a 50 microsecond pulse width. But if you have it up at 300, you got your best chance of recruiting muscle fibers. Any little guy that might still be hanging on or is now coming back to life is just reconnected. Okay, so you want that, and then I tend to do it as you saw here at the 5 pulses per second, the tap, tap, tap. Come on. Where are we going? No tappage? No tapping. I've tapped out. Anyways, the 5 pulses per second, because that seems to, you can then see it boom, 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 flicker, because I don't need to get the Frankenstein one. So that is better. And then if you've got, let's say you're recovering one, sometimes sometimes these little pads, they just don't seem to penetrate well enough. So sometimes, if you have the ability to test it using acupuncture needles and the little alligator clips, okay, then sometimes those recovering ones, they'll show up with this attached to needles. So you're doing an intramuscular stimulation, and that can help with your thought processing as to, is this nerve coming back? Is this nerve palsy coming back? Is it not coming back? And I guess the tricky thing is, you really don't know unless something starts to come back from having nothing, whether you had an axonotmesis or a neuronotmesis. If it comes back, it was an axonotmesis. If nothing comes back, it was likely a neurotmesis. So anyways, just a little bit of a brain twister here for you on a Monday morning. Until next time, cheers.